All right, welcome back. You're about to watch New Jersey High Rollers take on the Heroines. Heroines have a breakout. One of the players goes straight to the pit. That does not work for their snake runner. You're going to refill the snake. All right, High Rollers into the snake. Heroines still at 5 bodies. I am joined by Dan Sensi here live on the broadcast. Welcome, Dan.
Good afternoon, everyone.
All right, Heroines on your right, High Rollers on your left. High Rollers have already dropped a body. Good shooting by the Heroines on the breakout.
This game I was really intrigued about because both teams have been playing really well.
Real well.
Yeah. Oh, and a minor for the High Rollers.
Ugh.
That's really unfortunate. I know that on the break, the double home is not only common, it's the meta now. Like, it's what you do.
Yes, but
you got to find a way out of there fast.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to have a second plan, which is how you get out of there. First part of the plan is great. Hopper hit for Mariro. She's going to take a walk.
I agree with the flag. There, quick flag. There were some bodies still alive for the High Rollers, but
all right, well, you're about to watch Femmes Fatale take on Immortal Angels. On the backside of that, San Francisco Sirens, Baltimore Nevermores, and Northern Lights versus Ohanas will finish out our broadcast day. And it will finish out the determination of who's going to move on to the playoffs.
Now, how are we looking for that? Do we know who's in and who's out?
Well, Dallas 5 should be in at this point. I believe Heroines should be in at this point. After that, I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to we'll get our crack research department, my cell phone, get to work right on that.
Because I know we're entering that fourth game of the brackets and figuring things out. And this one should be interesting. Femme Fatale in their first game today had some really great plays, but also some questionable decisions. And Angels are out for blood, so Angels 5 alive, going all the way to the brick. And shooting one of the Femme Fatales on the break going to the snake. So the Angels have a 1-body advantage and are in the snake. So they have a significant body and positional advantage here.
All right, great situation for the Femmes. Well, I would like to see the Femmes player in the mini temple if she can get past that gun, get out to the corner.
Oh, I like that move from the Femme Fatale. And filling that spot, that's very, very smart.
Oh, we're going to lose Tammy up the middle. And we're going to lose the mini temple at the same time. And we're going to lose Barnes. Boy, things just went...
Did we miss something?
Things just went sideways.
Is there an Angels player like...
Snake side somewhere.
Well, perhaps in Doritos.
There it is.
The post-snake Doritos, because 3 deaths so very, very quickly.
Not the plan?
In livable spots.
Yeah. Well, livable if you are aware where the other team is, but it's very possible they didn't know.
So the Angels throwing a haymaker out there on the first point. Shooting somebody on the break, being in the right spots, and taking over.
All right, so currently in the division, Dallas 5 is 3-1 on the weekend. They're going to move on to the playoffs. Femme Fatale 2-1. Femme certainly, if they can win this match, will move on. On the other bracket, you got Heroines already at 3 wins, and if they can win their matchup here, they're locked into the playoffs. High Rollers 2-1.
Oh, this is going to get spicy then.
Yeah, High Rollers need this.
Heroines up into the brick again. That's Kelly.
Yep.
Got referees crawling around on the ground trying not to get shot.
That is an impossibility as a ref.
I mean, it's part of the job, right?
Yeah. That's why you get paid so much as a ref.
And Blanco now shooting the home of the High Rollers. So we have a 1-body advantage for the Heroines. She's pushing forward one more time. telling her teammates. Yeah, so I really like where the Heroines are on the field right now. We have the middle brick, we got the snake side wedge. I'm including this wedge as the snake side and that wedge is Dorito side, just for clarity's sake. It's the 50 wedge, not the inset.
You know, one of the Heroines' key to success over the last few years is they are not a one-dimensional team. They can kind of do whatever. I can see them go into clock kill mode. They can go into attack mode.
Getting a free body there. And just the way I've seen this division play, it's now a what, 4-5? 5-on-3. And
another player dropping.
I would blow this horn right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some chaos that might happen, but realistically speaking, you know,
Heroines in full control of this situation. I don't see an out here.
You wouldn't need one or two mistakes. You need 5 mistakes.
Yeah, you need a whole bunch. You
and
need
for
a Heroine,
you to read them completely correctly.
You would need a Heroine literally stabbing a ref with some kind of sharp instrument to win this point. So I'm with you. I'd towel out of this if I was the high roller coach.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, there's a Heroine peeling off. Hope springs eternal.
And also, they are up a point, so like, maybe they are playing the long game.
Whoa, did she jump it? No, she couldn't jump it. Okay.
So
high rollers digging in. They're making a fight out of it.
I mean, to be fair, this field is exceptionally difficult to close.
It's a tough close field. You are right. We're going to see a drop, crawl. Nope, reconsiders it. Thought about going to that middle brick.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more voices in this moment.
Yeah, that's a good point. Communication's kind of dropped off here.
Like, hey, that person is shooting at me because they're shooting at me.
Yeah, give your teammates some information.
Even if you're not giving information, your teammate hears you. And you know you're not alone.
Yeah, good point.
It gives you a little bit of confidence to like, hey, and then you can just say, hey, I want to push the outside or push the inside or, oh, I'm coming back. Or
Heroine player got adventurous there trying to stand out in the open, taking a shot on that Dorito side. Now dropping back 2 bunkers.
Well, the Heroines are up.
Yes.
So maybe the tactical retreat's the move.
Just keep killing clock?
That's what the pros are doing.
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
well,
watch a 14-minute point today.
By the way, remind you, this is Pro WNXL.
Sorry, I don't mean.
No, I know you didn't mean it. I just, you meant over on the pro field.
Yes.
Yeah, with the men's. All right, really slowed down, and still no communication. Both teams, no communication from Heroines or the high rollers.
I can't find the bodies for the high rollers right now. Is it a 2-on-1?
So you've got D1.
We have the D1.
You've got that mini wall.
Okay,
over towards the snake side.
So it's a 2-on-2.
It's a 2-on-2.
Thank you to the crack camera team there.
Yep. Thank you to Francis and the production van.
Yeah. So knowing where they're at.
So hold on. How are we doing for paint? That could be a factor in why even the gunfire's dropped off. Communications dropped off.
Whoever's in the center here has at least one pod.
Yep.
And I can't tell.
Yeah, we can't see the pack here in the inside snake wedge.
Use the tower to block out and diagonally move. That's your move. Go on the diagonal. But
if she extends past that brick, though, she's in danger from
She doesn't know
the
where
side.
they're at.
No.
She's guessing. She's guessing. She knows where one player is, but she's guessing about the other one.
Yep, that's Mina. Mina's going to get...
She
might have a leg hit.
She does.
Yep, there it is.
It's the wing that picks her up. So she guessed. So we have moved into a 2-on-1 situation. So we were wrong.
Yep. This is Alexis trying to salvage it for the Heroines. She's not aware of the Dorito presence. Now she is, and she's going to lose it.
Is that Lear? Out of the center?
So Bella closing it out.
She should be excited about that. That was
hell of a fault. You know what though? You know what though? Even at closeout,
that was a 2-on-5.
They weren't still talking. Was that down to a 2-on-5?
That was a 2-on-5.
Dear God! Wow, what a stand! What a stand!
So, yeah, what a point! Grabbing a ball here, grabbing a ball there.
manage and pull it out. Hey, thank you to our sponsors. If you're watching this at home for free, no paywall, if you get a chance, try to support our sponsors. They would allow you to watch this action from the comfort of your own home. That was a hell of a stand by the High Rollers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they should be pumped. No, I was going to say.
They should be pumped.
As they were closing it out, Bella, and I'm not sure the other High Roller was, they were pumping their fists in the wind. You know what they weren't doing? Talking. They still weren't talking. They didn't talk during that holdout. And then when they clearly are the last ones in the field, they still weren't saying anything to each other. So maybe clean that part up.
Maybe we have hearing damage. We can no longer hear.
Yeah, maybe. It's time for the Helen Keller League.
Oh.
All right.
All right, so Femmes up. No, we are 4-on-4.
No, 3 players drop. 2 players drop for Mortal. 3 players drop for Mortal Angels.
Okay, so
Woof.
maybe this field is just wild, but like.
I think teams are starting to figure out the your opening lanes, because I'm seeing more and more teams just absolutely implode on the run out, having like three deaths on the run out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking crazy run outs where they're trying to get to the Dorito 3 on the break. We're just talking spreading your normal pocket play. So some teams are starting to figure something out, because there's a lot of deaths here. And we may see the triple up home become a thing.
Okay, so I think we have a 2-on-3 situation here with 2 for the Angels and 3 for the Femme Fatale. So like, as bad as the breakout turned out to be for
Immortal,
they're in okay spots right now. I don't love being in the home, but like she has to be.
They are up by 1 point. That's really not the kind of lead that you cruise on. But 2-on-3, they could just go into defense mode. We've seen how hard it is to finish out this game. So if you're the Angels, maybe just go in defense mode, let them come to you and try to chop them up.
If this Snake player scoots forward into the Dorito, she'll be able to cut off that half of the field and give the home player space to get out into a more defensible position. And with the Femmes where they're at, in the Snake can, the home, and the tiny Dorito, they're not in a great spot. So Walter here just able to cut down that can's move forward.
However, Walter's pulling her last pod.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That means she took 4 or 5 with her.
She needs Femmes to come at her, because she's not going to be able to sit on her gun for very long. I'm not sure she's aware that was the last pod. She's still firing a gun as if she's got a pack to work with.
I mean, one-balling it. It's better than the 10-5.
Yeah.
10-3 that we're all using. She's
been,
looking to move forward now.
There's been some players out here.
But yeah, she's figuring out that she's out of paint right now.
Yep.
She was standing up, rolling her gun. She reached back for another pod and went, they're all gone.
So I could make an argument for either dropping back, going sideways, moving up to the wedge, something to change her positioning. She's going to have to catch the Femmes unaware with her positioning. When you don't have much paint, you can't stay where you are, in my opinion, in my book. She should reposition. Maybe jump the snake beam and crawl up to the middle brick.
That's a little, if the can is outside like she is, yeah, you could. It's still a little sketchy.
Well, anything she does right now is sketchy.
She needs help from her home player. She just needs some help.
Now a move to the tower by the Femmes. But
yeah. So
now they're up into that
Fatale
wedge.
Is still 2-3, but they are on our opposing side's 50.
The wedge.
So the next death is likely the home. Now, with
Home's
the
back.
Femme in this tower, we're going to look at a gunfight here between the Snake player. Oh, and hides. She should take it.
She's
yes,
gonna launch.
Good job. Get up on it.
She actually saved herself.
Oh,
well,
got shot down by the
that's fine.
wire.
I still, what choice does she have? She's got no paint left.
Yeah.
Go do something.
And
she loses the home. I'm not really gonna bag on the remaining 2 Angels. They did their job.
That's a 2-on-4?
Yeah, unfortunate running out of paint. I mean, it forced Mercedes into just gambling a desperate gamble.
Yeah, and if she picks up that center shot,
it game changes entirely.
Absolutely. So I think they played it very well.
Yeah, I mean, if she's got something she did wrong, maybe bring out more pods. I'm not sure what she started that game with for Mercedes, but it
clearly not enough.
Yeah, definitely not. And it wasn't like it was a 10-minute point and she ran out of pods. She ran out of pods after about 2 minutes, so
yeah,
might be time to stock up. Uh-oh, we're getting a gun check. So what I was going to say earlier, Dan, when
Are we
you
checking these on the box now?
we're
That's new.
having a lot of gun problems, penalties out here this weekend.
Because it's getting hot and
It's shooting hot and shooting over the rate of fire.
No.
We're seeing both of them.
I can understand a gun shooting hot. You throw a 294,
Sure.
296 at the chrono on the ref on,
Mm-hmm.
and you spend 4 minutes in the sun and you throw a 305 coming off. Like, I get that. No excuse for rate of fire.
Yeah, for shooting 10.6. They've had 2 different guns caught shooting 10.6 this weekend, and they've had, I think, 3 or 4 guns shooting. When I say hot, I don't mean shooting, they were shooting 302. 320, I believe, was bandied around as a number. Yeah.
I would really like that communicated.
Yeah.
320?
Yeah. Like I always say to the ref, by the time the ball gets to the other end of the field, it's below 300. What's the problem?
Here's the thing. There's been a few points that I've gone onto the field and a referee not chronoed me onto the field. They should every point, and I agree with that. But sometimes they're like, you got 8 seconds, just go.
By the way, best move. You know the trick about loosening your barrel to try to drop your velocity?
I absolutely know that trick.
One of the home players, their barrel shot off today because it was so loose. They got caught on camera.
Oh, I love the dig. Is that ducks again? Yeah, ducks. What a great dig into the snake one.
I don't expect she's going to stay there long. She's probably going to be bouncing up this Dorito quick.
Well, so there is an opposing middle brick here.
Here it is, Veda.
That's defending her.
Veda on the move, drops and crawls.
Does not care. So the brick's not shooting the bounce shot off the front of that. And Veda might catch her completely off guard. I can't tell quite who that is.
Still doubled up at home for both teams. Veda, if she could wrap, she might get a free kill in that home.
Oh. So Veda getting a great snapshot and putting in the center brick player, asking for a check. See if she comes out.
I believe we're still 5-on-5.
Yep. So that center brick player for the Heroines is clean. So Heroines are in the center brick, the Snake 2, the Dorito Temple Cross. Just, my favorite place too. Oh, the Dorito Temple Cross for the Heroines just absolutely won a gunfight.
So High Rollers, Mini Temple going to take a walk, leaving 4 players left alive. No reason to panic.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Game tied up 1-1, 7 on the clock.
Veda's in a good spot right now.
No, another
I think she's doing a good job being active in her gunfights and her choices and just waiting for the rest of the team to catch up.
Yeah, another High Roller being lost from that Dorito side.
Knowing now that they're kind of holed up on the Snake side in the center juice box, the Snake side can, I'd like to see their can go heads up and try to help out with the Snake. I've seen a lot of success out of teams this weekend with a person in the Snake, Dorito Snake 3, shooting cross, and then the Snake 2 helping them.
Well, I suspect from the Heroines you're going to see a big slowdown because they know they're going to be up a point. If they can win this, then Heroines are in good position to do that. Kill clock, slowly make their moves.
Yeah, so Heroines are looking like we're in the Dorito Temple now playing heads up, which is great in this particular situation. As much as I love the Dorito Temple cross. Oh, and she shot that. Absolutely. That Dorito Temple heads up.
Leaving just the Mini Brick, who's playing super dangerous over the top. That's it. She's going to take one of the goggles and take a walk, leaving Ducks all by herself.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the correct call with the horn.
Yep.
I'm sure Veda would be fine, but she was about to take 15 paintballs.
Yeah, there's no point to that. You might as well save the clock. You're not going to win that one. Hey, thank you to BKI for being a sponsor. If you're at home, you'd like to get better at paintball, become a member of BKI. You can use their online resources, lots of videos from pros, and you can attend their pro paintball development camp, which brings in pro players as coaches all week long. Great event.
And I don't know if you know this, but Ryan Gray and Mike Bianca held a clinic this weekend, and that's available for purchase in the membership of BKI.
Oh, okay.
To see about how to coach this particular field, but also general coaching in general.
This layout.
So
this layout will be relevant for about another month or so probably a month and a half before the next layout. So there's no reason if you're playing at home locally, keep learning this layout. Oh, Casey Herbs asking for a check. She's going to get one. Oh, the ref goes down hard trying to get in to check her, though.
Does look like
She's
the
clean.
Angels lose one on the break. So we're looking at 5-on-4 in favor of the Fatales.
As per usual, Femmes Fatale up the middle with Tammy Adamson.
She's been crushing it up there.
Femmes looking to get into the snake. She's just trying to get gun dominance, feel secure that she can make that bump safely. She's got antsy legs. There it is. She's in. All right, good control from Femmes, and they're moving up.
Yeah, so it looks like Tammy is trying to sit on preventing a snake player from moving from snake 2 to snake 3.
There's a small gap there you can shoot, but it's a tough gap.
Well, it's super, super tiny, but
Yeah.
if you just back off a little bit and just shoot a bounce shot, like,
True.
it's great. And yeah, some will break.
Another
Yep.
player walking off for Mortal Angels from their back line, though.
And we're
that's-
just going to call it.
Yeah, that's enough. All right.
I
Femmes-
like the fast flags.
Fast what, penalty flags?
No, like
Oh, the
like
towels.
towels,
The toweling out
sorry.
by the coaches. Yes,
when,
yes,
when
yes.
you
Yes.
just I'd rather, especially in a close game, reset. Let's go 5-5 again. Especially if we're bouncing 2 people on the break.
Yeah, sooner or later those aren't going to bounce. By bouncing, do you mean bouncing them off the field, or do you mean bouncing them off the player?
Off the player.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, the heat is really increased, and with humidity, you're definitely going to see bouncing. Which, to your point earlier, by the way, as it gets hotter and the paint gets a little bit softer, your bounce shot off bunkers actually can get a little bit more successful.
It gets better.
Your chances of it breaking on players goes down, but you love your bounce shots. You showed me your insane diagram of bounce shots on this field.
I counted them. There's 34.
I saw Miami affect intellectual property, and I'm sworn to secrecy. I'm not allowed
Well,
to
we're
reveal
done for the weekend, so it doesn't matter anymore for us. But
All right, so get online and sell that.
yeah, no, it's on the field. It's tough to remember those and have the right situation to shoot them in, and because like with a lot of them, it's like, well, this person can't be there, or can't be looking my way, or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
To really shoot the best one. So like, it's really good to know them, but it's very, very difficult to actually employ them because there's a million variables out there.
Yep. Including how inflated the bunker is.
Yeah, absolutely. The less inflated it is, the more likely the paint is to break.
Yep.
If they're out there pinging like a snare drum head, sure.
And that
let's go.
changes over the course of the day just by how hot the bunkers get. So
And if the refs are burping or not burping.
or refilling.
Or foot shots are the same way when those bricks like inflate up and the edges come up. Okay.
All right, here we go. Heroines on your left. They're up by 1 point. 5:45 roughly left.
Oh, we're going. We're going. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Heroine
We are
blown
in
up in
such
the
a
middle.
good spot. So
She's
the
gonna
high
drop and
rollers
crawl.
cross. The
She's
high
gonna drop
rollers
and crawl.
cross. And at the same time, the Heroines play. Nobody knows.
Ooh.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Nope, she has an opportunity here.
She's going to turn around.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, my gosh.
She saw her first.
And that's the second time I've seen that.
Yeah. So this move to run at their brick, drop and crawl to their inside wedge is actually lessening in effectiveness because more and more players at exactly that situation, there's going to be a player at the brick, and out of the corner of their eye, they're going to see your crawler. I'm not still saying never try it, but I'm just saying the odds are dropping a little bit.
I think that was a Rojas.
Yeah.
If she was quicker into her setup, she wins.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
Or just keep going to snake 2.
Yeah, try to duck behind it.
Because that wedge will block her out completely.
Right.
And Kelly, when she went up there, their font is a little
difficult to read.
Yeah.
Another
went up there. She was facing the other direction. Again, it's that little flash of movement.
I think for the Heroines, we're just looking at this Snake Dorito in this middle brick, who very luckily got a bounce.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, nobody's picked up, but the high rollers moved into that wedge out on their snake side.
Yeah.
Now, there's an attempt at a bounce shot.
Yeah, off the pin from there isn't.
Oh, she knows it.
Wow.
Good
and backing
high roller
up.
drop backs.
So I think we have a 2-on-1 in favor of the high rollers.
I believe so.
Kelly's in the brick. She knows there's players out there.
So you've got the mini tempo on the Dorito side for the high rollers. You've also got a snake presence for the high rollers.
Yeah, and I don't hate being in the brick, but it's not super playable because they're like 7 feet high.
Yeah.
I would think about cutting diagonally across into a more gunfightable bunker.
She's at danger of getting bunkered out because either, especially the high roller on the Dorito side, could literally run up in the blind spot of that giant brick and just come trade her body.
Exactly. So, like, if I'm Kelly in this situation, I got to think about the count. I probably know I'm by myself. I know there's at least 2 bodies out there, and one of them is in the snake.
Okay, here's another thing to consider. This is now entering a must-win for high rollers because if they lose this, they're going to be 3-1. Now, they're in a good position to win this.
Yeah,
if they win it, it'll be
now.
tied up with, let's say, 2 minutes on the clock, and that's fine. Doesn't favor either team. But they cannot lose this point now with how little clock is left.
I mean, Kelly's just doing work out there, just gunfighting both ways, switching back and forth. I wonder how often...
Could Kelly drop back? Could she drop back
Absolutely.
to the tower or to the inside wedge?
I'm thinking the center brick, the center juice box, or the tower, 30 feet to her left. Shooting the bounce shot. I like the safety that they're playing with on the high rolls snake player. I don't love it's difficult for these two to communicate from the snake all the way over to the Doritos.
Yeah, I'm not hearing much communication between the two remaining high rollers.
It's tough for us up here, right?
Yeah,
And we got things in front of us and all that. So maybe they are.
To be fair. No, this is all on Kelly. Look, we're down.
Did Kelly just grab a shot on the snake too?
We're down to 2 minutes.
Kelly's doing... Okay, snake two's clean.
No.
No. We are in a one-on-one. Oh, man. Kelly might...
Nope, still a 2-on-1. I'm
Kelly
sorry.
just gets shot.
Yeah, there's actually 3 players.
Trade? Is it a trade?
No, that's it. That should be
okay, so there were 3 players, a 3-on-1.
Yeah. So that should be it. High rollers should be able to tie this one up. There'll be about a minute, I don't know, let's say minute 30 on the clock.
Okay, so they got the win. They got the tie there.
Yeah.
In a 3-on-1 situation, I don't feel like I felt enough
Pressure.
voices.
Yeah.
Voices.
Definitely.
Hey.
It's interesting, late in the day, and this was previous matches you weren't here for, communication seems like it's getting worse out here. There's more and more silence from these teams. Maybe it's the heat getting to them. I don't know.
It's not that hot. It's like 93.
You and I are okay. You and I are not geared up playing.
Sorry, it's 90 flat right now.
Okay, yeah. Well, no big deal.
I mean, we could be in Vegas where it's 102.
All right. Thank you to Carbon. Zero Goggles. Go check them out, especially if you're here. Head to their booth. Also keep an eye out for that DRV loader that's going to be releasing in the fall. All right. Immortals with plenty of time. They're down by 1 point. That's not a big deal.
Yeah,
almost
break
9
shooting
minutes.
has been very good for both teams. So Femme Fatale,
Angels lose
both
their
of them
snake.
going straight to the brick. 1 body advantage for Fatale, who are now in the center juice box, the center can, the snakes, sorry, center brick. Oh, air bunker somebody, but it's okay.
Femmes have now crossed the 50.
Oh my gosh.
Went too far, got picked up likely by the mini temple.
Yeah, absolutely was the mini temple.
However, Angels are going to lose their can on the back line.
But
3 Angels left.
Larda there, they're in an okay spot.
I wouldn't mind seeing the home player for the Angel get out to this can to help that cross up. But
Yeah.
not the end of the world if she doesn't. Well, now she's going to die. That's worst solution.
801. The next death is a horn for me.
If you're the Immortals coach?
If I'm Immortals, yes.
Okay.
You might be able... They're in good spots, not great spots. But again, this field is very difficult to close on. Oh, and she just got a... Okay.
Yeah, so this
Load her hand.
just
I was
leaves-
like...
This leaves just the middle player. Did we just see this before? Actually, this is the exact same setup with the Heroines game. Last player alive in the brick.
Yeah, I would...
Oh, she's about to get blown up in the back.
Let's see.
No, won't even get that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you got shot.
No, she's alive.
She is.
She's still alive.
I'm not sure she wants to be.
No, good point.
Oh, packed her up. That was very...
Yeah, that was sportsmanlike.
Yes, very sportsmanlike.
All right, Femmes, good
So,
point
yeah,
there.
excellent point.
They're going to go up 3-1. This one is all knotted up, 2-2, minute 40.
Yeah, this is the point. This is the point.
Thank you to CrowdLidgeArmy.net for sponsoring us. Hey,
Look at the
What's your prediction?
I think that girl is going to shoot a lot of paint. Look at her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Bella.
Look at them.
That is okay, Bella.
We have
Colmesta, Curtis,
60
Holt.
pods.
Look at Curtis.
Exactly. We have
Woo!
60 pods coming out. There's 5 of them, and they all have 10 or 12 pods. There's a minute 38.
Wow.
So each of them can shoot 1,038 paintball.
Curtis must have 16 pods on her back. She's going to get scoliosis. You can't do that.
All right, Heroines.
Here we go.
Making all their spots on the break. We have 5.
Now we lose our first body up the middle.
Well, at least it wasn't all their pods.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, they're doing the crawl. Nobody's seen
her. Nobody's seen her.
Well, here we go. Maybe.
This is what I mean. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
And
that works.
This will be it. This will be it. Here's another one.
Heroines
There's
have
another one.
There's one player left. It's Colmesta in the can.
I need to blow this horn. If I'm yes.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Very good call. The second that, yeah, I mean, we're talking a couple seconds here. But once she got into the other team's snake wedge and shot that
the only
first
person that could have prevented it.
That could have prevented it, horn. Horn. And it's a few seconds.
Immediately
right?
get out. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because you know where it was going to go.
Because the other 3 are just happening.
Yeah.
It's just, you can do nothing about it.
Yep. Your fate is already sealed.
And if you can do something about it, it's at minimum a trade, and at best, you know, you're like, oh man, our snake wedge, and she's just living there for 25 or 30 seconds before you can trade that body, and now you're still down 2 bodies versus the 1.
Meanwhile, the rest of the Heroines are rolling up field on you at the same time. Yeah.
And I like that dynamic aspect of this field. But again, if you're not playing the Dorito side cross early in the game, you won't see that. And you just, at that point, like, I'm not saying this field can't be played fast, but it shouldn't be played fast because you should be able to see that.
So that exact move where you cross into their side, you crawl across their snake beam and get to that is about the only way I've seen this field without some crazy penalties get finished fast. And it's not a high percentage play anymore. Earlier in the weekend, it was a higher percentage play. But at this point, teams are just getting wise to it. It's dropping off in effectiveness. But it's still, if you got to gamble, if your team's in a down situation, it's the play. It's the play. The go to their side and crawl to their
So you should be sending a person to that brick and specifically looking for it.
I could make an argument. Yes, you're right. I could make an argument.
Go to your snake beam and look down and wait for it.
Well, I was about to say, I could make an argument that maybe you send 2 players, one whose job is to bunker out that brick because you know there's going to be a play, and your second player's job is to drop and crawl to make that play work.
Wrecking Crew, I've seen done that a couple times.
Have they? Smart. Yep. All right, Femmes on your left. They're up 3-1, 7 minutes on the clock. Looks like Tammy going up the middle.
5 on 5.
2 players to that inside wedge. That is an interesting move for the Angels.
Femme losing their home player on, not necessarily on the break, but early enough.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Minor going up for the Angels. They're going to lose both those inside wedge players. Interesting formation to begin with. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah,
we may not see it again.
Didn't work out well.
No. All right, Femmes now into the snake.
Yeah, so with where the Angels are right now, 2 in the home and 1 in the Temple Cross, I gotta think that unless one of the Angel players can get wide now, it's a matter of time. We're down 2 points. There's
6.5.
6.5 is a lot of time.
Yeah.
But like, we are climbing uphill.
Well,
on the right.
I like to think of worst case, I guess, and maybe I'm a cynic, but imagine if Femmes win this one and you're the Angels.
Okay, so one of the home players was able to get into the snake, so now we're spread.
Okay.
So game situation changed.
Whitwright getting up into their snake Rito. Dallas is going to look inside.
It does appear that Tammy Adamson does see the snake player for the Angels.
Okay, so if Angels lose this, they're going to be 4-1. And then the clock is really your enemy. At that point, you're maybe going to have 4 minutes left in the clock to try
Even if they
try to get 3
win
points.
in 2 minutes.
They've got a lot to,
That's still a very steep mountain.
Yeah.
So the snake side now is in an all-stop. With Tammy in the brick, shooting the snake 3, you can't go. Until she's gone. So the Dorito side now, it's time to get on the horse there. So yeah, you want to play that Dorito side Temple Cross to prevent that. But like at this point, you're now the front player, and you need to talk to your home. Hey, we're 3 on 5, 3 on 4, whatever it is. and I am playing defensive and we're down points, you're waiting on something.
Yeah.
And if you need points, can you afford to wait?
We're now at 5 minutes. Again, so if the Immortal Angels win this point, that's fine. There'll be plenty of time to come back at 1 point. But God help them if they lose this point. This is almost a must-win point to salvage this match.
Yeah, I would like to see the Immortal Angels player, I can't tell who it is over there, in the temple, look to go heads up and get wide and start attacking, and then the home player fill that role of cutting off the center spot. Because otherwise we are waiting on the Immortal Angels Snake 2 player to produce 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah, that's asking a lot.
And it is asking a lot. Especially with, who is this? Wainwright.
Yeah, Dallas.
She is looking to move forward, it looks like, or at least trying to figure out if it's possible.
Whitwright is now wrapping. She's trying to see if she can pick up a home kill, something on that mini wall.
And Femmes know what's up.
Yeah, look at their body language. They're definitely locked in. They're on clock kill.
They have no mission to go anywhere now. They're on
clock kill.
Mathematically, with the Femmes in the Dorito 2, the center brick and the Snake 3,
home player just dropped.
They're
for
going
Angels.
to win.
Yeah, and they're on clock kill.
They're going to win. Now, so clock kill. Moving into the Dorito 3, you don't see across the center as well. The diagonal lane is a little narrower.
Dallas taking the opportunity to bounce up to that wedge. Oh, we lose the Snake player for Angels.
Yeah, you got to
horn
this.
Gets worse. There is a Dorito corner for Angels. She's going to take a couple complimentary balls in the back.
And there's the horn.
Oy. They're going to now need 3 points in just over 3 minutes.
That's a great game plan.
I mean, everything went right there for the Femmes, because of their game plan, because of their players. Even if they had lost that point, they killed a lot of time. That was a win point for them either way.
That and just in terms of overall concept, I really like the Dorito 2 on this field defensively when you're up points. Just because it's so hard to move past any of that. Nobody's going to catch you off guard for any reason in that spot. So moving from the Dorito 2 to Dorito 3, yeah, it got you a little deeper of an angle on an opposing player, but do you need that point?
For the rate, you mean, is it worth the risk of making that bump in that situation?
Or allowing the center to open and maybe, get a bunker and 2 bodies in a trade.
All right, Heroines up 3-2, minute 15. Rollers need kind of a miracle here.
But the Rollers losing one on the break.
Not great, but not insurmountable.
But they're also in the Snake.
Heroines very spread, looking on a defensive front.
So Rojas and Snake 1. I love we're set up. We're set up so good for the Heroines.
Oh, no, that gets worse for the Rollers. They're going to lose their middle player and get a penalty out of it. 3 bodies drop.
I'm curious where that hit was.
Rojas
is like,
downfield.
I want the point. I want the point. I love it. She's going to grab,
She wants the
with
glory.
the Heroines, we said they're 1-2 right now?
Yeah, no, they're no, for the weekend?
Yeah.
No, for the weekend, they're doing great. I think they're 3 wins already.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
Rollers are going to lose
so
their last
they don't need the margin.
No, they just want it. Rollers lose their wedge player.
Wait to the 5, get checked out.
Yep.
Hit the buzzer. Let's call it.
Should players
Heroines looking strong.
Should players carry little mirrors with them so they can check their pack and stuff before hitting the buzzer? Maybe on a stick.
I don't think there's a rule against it.
There's no rule against it. Little mirror on a stick, you can just pull out.
Yeah, just on your wrist.
Yeah,
you can just
check your pack.
We do that when scuba diving. We keep a mirror on the inside of our wrist so we can see our dive buddies.
Good idea. I'll give you a scuba diving story. I went to Mexico on vacation. With no certification, they took us down to 70 feet.
Yeah, that's not.
It was a horrible idea.
That's not the standard. That's legitimately dangerous.
Horrible idea.
Yeah, if you don't have a certification out there, don't.
No business.
You should go to like 10 feet.
Yeah. No,
that's
when I
called
looked
a
at our little
tri-dive.
dive watch and we were at 70 feet, I'm like, I don't belong here. What's going on? But anyways, thank you to Hornets Nest Extreme, one of the sponsors of this program. They're in New York. They're one of the fine fields. If you get a chance, go visit them. They got some tournaments coming up. Immortals on your left, down by 3 points.
Oh, and we are going to get something?
Technical timeout.
Yeah.
We might have a scoreboard issue.
Yeah, okay, we're going to start over at 10.
Okay. Angels need 3 points in 3 minutes.
Let's go. And based on their breakout, it doesn't look like they're going after it.
No, not
They
at
didn't
that
go
minute.
snake on the break. They didn't try to go wide on the Doritos, and they didn't penetrate far up the center.
Yeah, they're not on a minute per point.
And they're going to get a minor.
Oy. All right, 3 players left for Immortals.
1-4. I mean, at this point, Femmes went very, very conservative. About as pocket as you can get. I do consider the center brick on this field part of the pocket just because it's so consistently there.
All right, we're now at 2.5 minutes. I can't imagine as the Immortals coach really toweling is much.
I wouldn't towel. We
Yeah.
got to give them an opportunity to make something happen here.
I mean, to be really honest, the situation is for the Immortals. The match has now slipped through their fingers. They're approaching 2 minutes. They're down 3 points, but you let your players play it out.
I mean, the only way to get good at the sport is by playing the sport.
Yeah.
So, and it's
Let them play.
yeah.
Mercedes trying to make something happen here in the S2.
Yeah, I like her activeness, switching back and forth and back and
Yep.
forth. But we are going to
Well,
towel.
there goes a towel. Yeah. Fine, fine. You'll get another breakout. Treat it as a practice. I don't want to sound dismissive. You're just in a no-win situation there as a coach. Either decision to let it roll or to towel it. That's just tough. All right. So it's interesting. I don't know if they're going to run this last point. Once again, thank you to our sponsors. They're the ones that make this possible without a paywall, so you at home can watch here in the Midwest, the Midwest Open NXL. So thank them if you get a chance, or head over to their website, see if they have any product you might want to jump on. All right, no, so they killed the clock on the Heroines high rollers because there were, I believe, 5 seconds left, 9 seconds left.
Okay.
So we're just going to go into X-Ball, let the Immortals see if they can pull out, I mean, a real miracle. If they're truly angels, then they need a miracle here. Let's see if they're truly divine.
Can dogs play paintball?
According to all the Air Bud movies, dogs can pretty much play every human sport.
And very well.
Yeah, very well. All right, thank you for Paintball for Purpose. That's Tammy Adamson's foundation's founded to help both players, athletes, and veterans with any kind of mental health issues. If you want to talk to somebody, reach out to them. They're there to help and only help. All right. Femmes rolling out. I see Tammy, which makes me think they're going to go up the middle of that brick.
I mean, they've...
You know what? Tammy should go to that brick and immediately look down at the snake beam next to her.
Exactly.
Yeah, in
Just
this situation.
don't even engage left or right. Just look for that down shot.
In this situation, that's exactly what the Angels need to do.
But if they don't go, they don't go.
Yeah,
And then
fine.
you still get to do whatever it was you were planning on doing if you didn't do that.
Yep, you're still alive. You're still in control.
But you'll win that one clean because, you're not shooting up.
Yep.
The bunkers aren't inflated enough where that player can come through and shoot her in the feet first. I've seen that on a couple fields.
Through the crack between the two bunkers?
When the brick blows up, there's 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
People have crawled through and seen a foot and just blown apart the foot. And either the person calls themselves out or they get a major.
Yeah, I didn't think
both are good for you.
Do foot hits count in paintball? It seems like every time I shoot somebody in the foot, I'm like, oh, apparently that's not a rule.
If a ref sees it, it counts.
Yeah.
And if a player is very, very, very honest, it counts.
Sure.
There's a lot of times where it's a suggestion.
Yeah.
You should probably get out now.
No. If you shoot somebody in the foot, you need to shoot them about 5 times.
Yeah, you blow them apart.
Foot hits are not a 1-ball kill. It's about a 3 or 4 balls to secure that kill.
We're like, if a referee comes in and they're going to go, that's not off the ground.
Do you even bother screaming, I shot them in the foot as a player? It's almost not worth the energy.
No, if a referee saw it, they saw it.
Yeah.
It's like a barrel tip. Like, if they saw it, they saw it.
All right, here we go. Let's see what the Femmes defensive plan is.
They do go all the way to the brick on the break.
No, she's going to the mini can and dying for it.
Okay.
That was an odd choice. I guess they're playing with house money. They kind of do whatever they want with the breakout. Oh, no. Minor on Immortal Angels. That's going to rip their heart out on this one.
That's done. This game's over.
Again, and now you can't towel as a coach because you're already down by 4. You'll be mercied out.
They are shooting people, though.
Femmes are dying.
So we might get a point scored.
3 Femmes left.
And another player walking off for the Angels. It might be a 3-on-1. So Dole's over here in the Snake 3. The minute to go. You're up 5-1. You're through no matter what. You don't need to push at this point.
Do you push just for funsies, or do you trying to save the point differential? Oh, Dozel's going to take a walk.
What a good crossfield shot.
Yeah.
If that's the case. Is she clean?
The ref's checking. Yep, she's clean.
Wow.
I
That
think
is a nasty, nasty shot on the run.
Exactly.
She was bounced, but even still, that's a
hell of a hit.
That's a great shot.
All right, 30 seconds left for Immortal Angels to pull something out here.
The Angels won't win the match.
No, that's gone.
But like winning this point, it'll feel good.
Yep.
You know, there's some people say that, hey, we're 0-3, that last match doesn't matter. I 1,000% disagree with that mentality.
You've got a long flight or ride home. You'd really like to go out with at least a win on this point.
Yeah, and well, it's like you don't want to get wrecked the whole weekend. Even if you're in all of those other matches, like going 0-4 is the absolute, like it's the literal worst. But like,
you sound like you're working through some stuff, Dan.
You know, let me just talk it out, okay? Well,
that is the match, by the way. Do we need a cathartic session here?
You know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Work through it. All right, congratulations to Femmes. Congratulations to Heroine. I'm going to have to restrain Dan from leaping off the scaffolding to his death. Dan, thank you for being here.
At least a major injury.
Oh, yeah, and you're recovering.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for being here with us. We're coming back. We got one more WNXL match, and then we close out our broadcast day. We appreciate you joining us. See you in a few.